Hi, families. Were you watching last month when the rover Perseverance landed on the planet Mars? I love that name, by the way, Perseverance. It's such a wonderful, strong word. But that mission, it was really exciting, and it got me thinking a lot about space, in particular about our solar system. I mean, how cool is it that we on Earth are part of this whole larger system of planets that are all connected in a way as we orbit together around the very special star of the show, our sun. And wondering about our solar system makes me also wonder about you and your system. No, not your solar system, but instead your support system. So you've probably heard that term before, a support system. What is that exactly? When I think about a support system, I actually think a lot about a solar system, because a support system is a group of people that are connected to us. They surround us and encircle us and support us in many different ways. Family, friends, teachers, even animals can be a part of someone's support system. And like planets, they might be near, they might live far away. Their proximity, their closeness is different, but they're all in your circle in some way, surrounding you. And you and your family are the special star in the center of that system. So think about, who are all the people in your orbit who encircle you, who care about you, who are there for you, offering you love and support when you need it. That's your support system. And today, inspired by our own solar system out in space, we're going to think about your family's unique support system and create artwork that can remind you of all of the wonderful people in your life and in your family's life who surround you and are here for you when you need them most. Okay, so I'm going to share this project with you as a collage project, but you could also do this more simply if you don't have collage materials, or you just would rather use just paper and markers and just draw everything for the project. But if you're going to do it as a collage, the things that you're going to need are as follows. You want a piece of large paper, as large as you have. You could use just a plain piece of white paper, or you might want blue or black, something to kind of simulate space or the sky, but white is absolutely fine. You'll want to find a couple of magazines or just some pictures from magazines that you can look through and cut out. Or if you don't have those, or in addition to those, you can also find some colorful decorative papers. If you have construction paper, that's great. If you have any kind of like scrapbooking paper or just paper with patterns and designs on it, that would be awesome. You'll need a pair of scissors and something to glue, whether it's a glue stick or liquid glue. A pencil would be helpful with an eraser. Something to add color, so markers, colored pencils, crayons, any of those kinds of things. And then as an addition, you might want to, if you have it, have some stickers, some gems, some glitter available, anything that you can kind of use to spice up a piece of artwork, but that's not necessary. And the last thing that will probably be helpful are finding some circles, different kinds of circles around the house that you could use to trace, because you're going to be creating planets, and so you'll probably want circular shapes. So anything that you have around the house, this is a Play-Doh lid, a little container from a restaurant, lids. This is a little flower pot I can turn over and trace. We want different sizes of circles, just a variety. And on the smaller side, because you want to be able to fit them onto your paper, and you're going to be making multiple circles and multiple planets. So on the smaller side is good. So don't get like the dinner plate. Okay, if you don't have those things, or you don't feel like collaging, like I said, you can also do this project as a drawing project. So again, you're going to want paper, something to draw with like a pencil, an eraser, and something to add color. So that could be markers, crayons, colored pencils, oil pastels, whatever you like to use. And you can do it as a drawing project. Whether you're drawing or collaging, let's start this project off by making a list. So along with all of your family, think about all of the people in your lives who care about you. This is a really great project to work on as a family if you can. Grown-ups, this provides an opportunity to help remind your children of all the people in your lives who are there for you and for them, and maybe even to make them aware of people that they might not really know about, but that you know are supporting you maybe behind the scenes, and that they would support you if you all needed them. And having that conversation and letting them know about all the people who are there for you can really help, especially if you're dealing with any feelings of worry in your family. So like I said, make this list of all the people in your life who care about you. Include those who live near, who live far, both the furry and the human, the young and the old. So make that list, and maybe you each make it individually and share it with each other. See how many similarities you have to your list and see what names pop up that maybe you weren't aware of. Once you have your list, have some fun with your family talking about each person on that list and imagining what they would be like if they were a planet. So think about what colors would you use for them if you were to create them as a planet. Would they have rings like Saturn? Would they have spots or swirls of color? Would you see water on their planet? You could really get into imagining what life might be like on that planet, if that's fun for you. Maybe you can think about, for example, Planet Grandma. Homemade cookies and hugs are just plentiful all over that planet. Or perhaps on Planet Best Friend, the atmosphere is full of laughter. Just enjoy spending some time with your family focused on talking about each special person on your lists and just using your imagination to create them as a planet in your minds. Once you've done that, put that list to the side and then get out your magazines and your colorful papers. What you're going to do now is you're going to just make choices of papers that you like. You can tear them out of the magazines. You can set aside, colorful construction paper. I had a really cool book that has like some stock pictures in it, which just makes for some cool designs, but you can just cut pictures out of magazines and find those scrapbook papers that you're drawn to, and just give yourself a good pile of images. Maybe you're finding things that remind you of some of the conversations you just had about your people on your list and what colors they would be and what kind of patterns they might be. Like maybe if your cat made it on the list, you would be like, oh my gosh, I certainly want to use this one, because these piles of paper are going to become the planets in your support system. So give yourself plenty of choices in that stack of images. But really, don't worry so much about finding the things that you talked about, and just find pictures that you like and that you feel drawn to, and add those to the stack. Okay, so now you've got a good stack of papers to choose from. Now take out those circles that you found, all the variety of shapes. And what you're going to do is you're going to trace your circles onto each of the papers that you pulled out. So you can find the spot where you want to create the circle on those papers, and you're just going to trace it with a pencil and then cut them out. And you're going to give yourself, again, just a big stack of a variety, this is a map, a variety of colorful, multiple sized circles to choose from. And these are going to be your planets, okay? So once you have now a big stack of different kinds of papers and circles, you want to go back to that list, right? And you want to look at those people on the list and look at your circles and match them up. Which one's going to be grandma and which one is going to be your best friend? If you've got a really long list of supports, that is absolutely wonderful, but you may want to limit the number so that you can fit your planets on your piece of artwork. So maybe force yourself to choose like your top 10 folks on that list and let them be the planets that are going to represent your support system. Okay, so once you have chosen what circles are going to represent what people on your list, you've got your planets and you are ready to create your solar system. So you see here, I limited myself to my top 10. And so now I have 10 planets that I'm going to put on my solar system. If you would like, you can, totally up to you, you can choose to turn these over and write the names of people on each one. Or, if you want to do that on the top as a way to kind of remember all the people that you identified, you are welcome to do that, but that's a step you don't have to do. Okay, so take your planets, put them to the side, and get out that large piece of paper that you chose at the beginning, whether it's white, blue, or black. I chose to work with white. And you're going to start this artwork by putting you and your family in the center of your support system. Just like the sun is the center of our solar system, you can use the sun to represent you or you and your family, right? So I drew mine with markers. I added some gems just to make it feel a little bit more special, because I know my family and I know your family are special. Feel free to decorate it however you like. I'm going to add some, little just dots around it, bringing it just a little bit more into life. I might write my family's name on there. You might choose to do that. Whatever you want to do to make your sun special in the center, and reminding yourself that this is your family and the support system you're about to create is surrounding you. So we're going to take all of those planets and we're going to do just that. We're going to surround your family with the people in your life who love and support you, and you're going to put them all around you in whatever way feels right to you. Okay. And again, this can be a nice conversation to have as a family. Like, who do you feel like is the closest person to you or the closest person to your family? And, if that's your neighbors really are helpful. They're there for you all the time. They're also friends. You can talk about that. And what kinds of things do they do that make you feel so loved and supported by them? And then you might want to choose to put them, the closest to your family, because they are the closest maybe in your heart. And then that friend from college for your parents that they told you about, who have been checking in on them and have been just a really great kind of support, emotional support for your parents that you just learned about by doing this project. They don't live close and they, aren't around all the time. So they're a little bit further out, but they're there and they're important. And so you put them a little bit spaced out, a little further away. So again, just, you don't have to do that part. You can just put them wherever you think they look good, but you can also use this as a chance to talk as a family about who these people are, what they do to help you feel so loved and supported, and how close you feel to each person. And you can decide to glue them on based on those conversations. Okay. And there you have it. That's your support system. That's my support system. Yours is going to look different and special, just like your family and the people in your lives are different and special. You can continue to bring this to life by adding anything that you might have on hand. Like I have some star stickers, so I'm going to kind of place some star stickers all around, just again to kind of link back to that idea of this is very much like a solar system. You could do some drawings. You could draw little aliens, meteors, a shooting star. If you have glitter and you're brave and your parents would let you, you can dot some glitter stars all over. Like I said, you can write the names of the people that each planet represents, if that feels like that would be important and special to you. Whatever you want to do to make this support system come to life. Okay, so there you have it, your support system. If you chose to stick with drawing and not do collaging, you can do the exact same thing. Again, start off with your family at the center as the sun, and then you'll draw your planets however you want to represent each person on your list. You can think of colors and designs and still use, embellishments or whatever else you have on hand to bring your support system to life with drawing.
You know, our solar system is part of the Milky Way galaxy. So also feel free to name the galaxy that your solar system is part of. So instead of the Milky Way, I decided to name mine the Caring Way. So you could do a little play on the Milky Way, the Loving Way, whatever you want to name your galaxy, you could write that on there at the top. Hang your system somewhere where you can see it and that you can be reminded that none of us are ever alone out there in space. We have the concern and love of others orbiting around us all the time, even when we can't see it. And as that bright star, the sun, is at the center of it all, you and your family are at the center too. And people who are surrounding you really love and care about you and want to give you that time and attention. And you and your family, like the sun, give back to that system too, whether you know it or not. Just like the planets around the sun, the people around you receive your gift of light and warmth in their lives in return. And that is a beautiful system to be a part of and to be reminded of. So take good care of yourselves and remember, you are not alone. And I will see you next time.